What a marvelous chamber this is! Truly made for a princess. Never have I seen steel wrought so delicately. So very different from our wooden elven homes, yet alike in elegance. As I admire this ship, I can't help but smile as I recall how some at High Court said my staying aboard the Raven would corrupt me, taint my elven nature. What nonsense. But I know Oberon will keep a watchful eye on me nonetheless, to guarantee I don't break with our traditions. Like a hawk he'll be, and I its fledgling. Oh, never mind, my sweet. I'm rambling about silly things, whereas we have a wedding to celebrate. I just know that you and I shall be blissfully happy. Do you really have to go back and fight that horrible war? I know you're a dragon, and you can take on an army a day, but I know I shall be ever so nervous each time you fly off to face the enemy. Oh dear. I have just received this lovely invitation to attend a dinner party in my honor. The councillors want to welcome me aboard the ship and congratulate me on having become a Dragon Knight's proud wife. That's just the thing. It's awfully jolly of them to throw me an impromptu jamboree, were it not that I don't eat meat. You see, the invitation reads that the dwarves' top chef will prepare all courses. And, as you know, those bawdy little fellows wouldn't consume a vegetable if it'd make them lay golden eggs. I don't want to insult the council, but I don't think I can attend this dinner. Perhaps. It's a moral issue rather than a practical one among elves. But maybe I should make an exception now that I dwell in mixed company, surrounded as I am by all kinds of outlandish customs. Let me think it over, dearest. To eat meat, or not to eat meat? When I was a little girl, I used to decide upon the yay or nay of things by plucking the petals off daisies. Now I rely on a dragon's advice. There you are! I can't believe you were out and about coursing through the sky. Oh, I'm still reeling from that fabulous dinner they served us. Bless you for giving me a little push when I needed it. Dwarf cooking is delicious, and elves are fools for drawing the line at lettuce. Giving him that knighthood was the least I could do. And it doesn't mean he has to trade in his spatula for a sword. No, he can keep his craft, whereas I must change my perspective. Ever since that glorious meal, I have been re-evaluating the elf dictum that says eating meat is some kind of great unholy evil. I shan't eat it every day, but surely I can have it again without becoming a monstrous ghoul. What bothers me most is to think of all the other things I have missed out on all this time. Did you know that drinking wine is met with the same disdain among my kind? Well, that must end. I want to taste that ruby liquid. How about we share a glass, you and I? Marvelous! My word, it's fun to be naughty and try forbidden things. This is so exciting! I wonder what wine will taste like. Oh, and whiskey. I've heard awfully good things about whiskey. Honey, it's so nice to see you. I have just this instant returned from my trip to the Lizard Vineyards in Burgundy. They gave me this bottle, which I now present to you. Bottled over a century ago during the year of the Golden Grapes. It is worth more than a bejeweled palace. You're very welcome, and it will interest you to know that this gift represents more than meets the eye. I think you'll find that Prospera, and in fact all other lizards, were quite taken with me, which reflects very positively on you in turn. Such a sight, those lizard vineyards. The rolling hills, the winding rivers. If ever we have time for a honeymoon, let's go to Burgundy. My love, what a pickle I am in. You have heard about the new statue that will be placed on Government Square, have you not? The one school children from all over Rivellon could pick the subject for? As it turns out, I am the very subject they chose. Obviously, I am very flattered, but we elves don't create statues of other elves. To do so is almost idolatrous. I should refuse. Should I? Aren't you sweet? You know what? You're absolutely right. I was chosen, and I won't back down. Oh, this is so exciting! Perhaps I should model in the nude. My word! Have you seen my statue on Government Square? It's breathtaking. It's a masterpiece. Delegecko is a genius, an artist beyond description. You flirt. You're kind of right, though. Am I ever glad I didn't listen to Oberon going on and on about tradition and idolatry? What a bore that man can be. The unveiling was such a heartwarming event. All the children gathered round, and when I cut the rope and the canvas came down, a great sigh of awe surged through the crowd as they beheld the statue's beauty. Can you believe that I later found out some elf fanatic was planning to blow it up because he thinks I violated the sacred laws of our people? Never would I have thought an elf capable of such madness. All because of a single decision I made. I know it isn't, my love, but I thank you for confirming it. This entire episode has been quite an eye-opener. For had I not been your queen, and would have heard about an elf princess far away, vain enough to have her likeness carved in marble, I too might have applauded the conspirators' intentions. Now I know better. Now I realize I've been perpetuating a distorted view of art limited by silly laws, shackled by misguided preconceptions. No more. To be proud for oneself and sad for one's people, it is a burdensome blend of emotions. My love, I could really use your advice today. It's this refugee business. The imps and the elves are having a bit of a disagreement. And that's a euphemism if ever there was one. There's a camp in one of the provinces that houses thousands of people that have fled the horrors of war, but death keeps stalking them in the guise of famine. The imps want to plant techno-veg, vegetables that are engineered to grow in a day. Sounds wonderful, doesn't it? The problem is that the elves regard this engineering business as a breach of nature's edicts, and some claim these techno-veg were never properly tested by academics. They say mothers will bear misshapen children. To make a long story short, I have been asked by my people to join the protests against the impish techno-veg, lead them even. But I'm torn. Whichever decision I make, lives could be lost. That is what my heart tells me too. No, I shan't join the protests. And if techno-veg turns out to be a menace, we'll deal with it later. Right now we have mouths to feed. Crafty fellows, these imps. Wonderful inventors. Let's just hope their techno-veg isn't quite as explosive as their usual concoctions. What? Oh, it's you, my sweet. I'm sorry, I was miles away, thinking of that refugee camp. I visited the place, you know. Am I ever glad I followed my heart and let the imps grow their miracle vegetables? So many lives were saved, and the bad effects the elves were afraid of, there simply haven't been any. Even so, Oberon, and by extension many an elf, was livid when I declined to join the protests, and I feel it would be prudent to show my people that I'm still on their side. To that effect, I have my eye on the dwarves and a dirty trick they're playing on a defenseless stretch of wildlife. They constructed a dam so as to provide water for a massive warship factory. And of course, they didn't think twice about the famed speckled jackal, a beautiful creature that is now threatened with extinction. I want to show the dwarves that this is unacceptable. I want that dam destroyed. Yes! There's a principle at stake. What good is winning the war if we leave nothing but a barren wasteland behind us? Grant you, simply destroying the dam might have been a rash request, but I feel I must do something. Let me think on it a while. Don't worry, I won't do anything foolish. I need to think of a way to solve this problem diplomatically. Well then, my love, guess who got her way without resorting to some underhanded scheme? You may consider the speckled jackal saved and the dwarven dam intact to boot. See, the dwarves are stubborn folk, to be true, but approach them with reason and you'd be surprised how far you can get. Of course, reason and gold are quasi-synonyms in their book, so that's the nerve I touched. I told them all about positive publicity, how there's money to be earned by public support. Then, before you could say, my mug of beer is empty, they agreed to start a Save the Speckled Jackal Fund. Part of the proceeds will go to irrigation works that will undo the drought in the jackal's habitat, and the other part, let's just say there will be a couple of dwarven wives with shiny new jewellery. Not that I care much, mind you. I'm a woman of the world, enough to know that it's all a part of the bargain. The speckled jackal is saved. That's what really matters. Oberon is such a bellyacher. Here I have saved a species from extinction, and he laments the fact that I did so in a pragmatic and political way. When might he be happy? Had I chained myself to that damn dam, perhaps, saying I wouldn't leave until it was pulled down? No such cavalier action ever leads to success. Oh, my sweet, my love, how my heart rejoices at your approach. Like the buttercup tracks the sun across the sky, so does my very being find in you its beacon. Our marriage is still young, yet it seems ages since last I frequented Elven Court, a home and shelter so wholly different from this golden raven. There I lived among my kinsmen alone, raised to be the living embodiment of our traditions. But here I reside among the rambunctious representatives of all the civilized races. A world of difference, a better world. Oh, whereby I have earned such a blessed fate I know not, but I praise myself lucky each day anew. How naive I was, how much of a mere child. Elven traditions, they kept me menial and closed-minded. But you have shown me there is so much more to the world. Values to be found in others' customs, even if my kind vilifies them as vices. A child no longer. I have become a woman. For this I have you and you alone to thank. You have made me blossom, my darling dragon. My everlasting love is yours. I'm going on a state visit to the largest dwarven brewery tomorrow, and Sir Falstaff has graciously accepted to accompany me. Oberon will have a fit when he hears, and, well, that suits me fine. I don't know how those lizards manage it, my love, but their wines are such wonders. I bet they enchant vine and grape, for nothing short of magic could produce such delicate sensations. How about we find out for ourselves? Make a trip to Burgundy. We're long overdue for a honeymoon. Now that I am queen, my sweet, I've been invited to offer prayers to the Green Mother during the Festival of Flowering. Such an honor is normally reserved for high priests only, but I think I'll pass all the same. Wouldn't call 5 hours of repetitious chanting a celebration anyway. No. Let's you and I spend those 5 hours in one another's arms. Now there's a festival. I hope you don't mind, my dearest, that I do make some policy decisions now and again. Some of the councillors have come to me with requests, and though I know they're just trying to sneak behind your back, you needn't worry. I wouldn't do anything you wouldn't. And anyway, if I did, I'm sure you'll find out quickly enough.